some persons, unfortunately, will assume that because they have a good relationship with the pastor, God is going to accept a signature from him to let them go through the gates of heaven.
And it brings you back to your quote, not because you can't open.
Exactly. Not because pastor gave church key. So whoever have the church key, examine yourself. Right? It is not the key. The church key
It's not heaven
can
key.
open. The church key isn't heaven key. And you see the devil pick lock. And if you are not committed and expect to go to heaven, it's like you want to pick a lock for going. That can't work.
And no amount of good deeds or being in the good book of man or the good book of church doesn't give you right to heaven.
Exactly.
It's about the lifestyle. And the thing I want to jump in on is a lot of you touch on the quote that says the rum. If you get disrespected at the rum bar, you're not going to stop drinking rum. And that's the thing we want to get people is stop saying church earth. Because it's not the church is hurting you, it's people.
Within the church.
And not because you get hurt within the church, you put the blame on God. And that's what we need to fix.
Let me tell you something. You see with church hurt, when we cannot, all right, you have to swallow your pride. Simply put, God mark hard. If it's 100%, the test is going to be, you can't get 99.99%. God gives us a template that we need to live by. And if we do not live by the principles of God, we are fooling ourselves. We are really and truly fooling ourselves. If your enemy is hungry, some people cut them eye and go on like them don't see him or her.
That sounds like a quote.
Well, I am a person like this. I speak in quotes until after I speak it, I said, that's a quote, you know. The quote come before. But the fact of the matter, you know, seriously speaking, we want to have a relationship with God, but what are you willing to give up to have that relationship? Hypocrites are everywhere. Backbiters are everywhere. But people just assume that once you go in the church, everything is supposed to fall in place. Not everybody that walk with a Bible is worshiping God.
Wow. Deep.
Right? And sometimes we look, let me tell you, that is why I am under so much different attacks. They always ask God for next level discernment. And with next level discernment, you know, I can look and see and I say, yeah man, hypocrite. Yeah, before the person even start talking. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to communicate with the person. I just know how far to go with that person. You know? And we have to understand, not because God give you a gift, you're going to ridicule somebody if you know that they are one. No.
And that's the thing, you know, you touch on something so deep. So based on what you just explained, you know, you have that thing called unnecessary church hurt. Because if you don't have the discernment to discern that this person will hurt you, if you had discernment, you would have avoided the church hurt.
All right. Let me put another case similar to that. There's a friend I have now. The first conversation I had with her, it was, she was upset about something. I said something to her and she took offense to it. And she was arguing, but I was trying to my best to be calm. And would you believe me that she's not one of my best friends? Sometimes you speak to somebody the first time and it don't seem to mesh. But God has a way of joining people together. And when you see that, look how me and you start quarrel and then we're friends now. You know, that type of thing. But the worst friends, you know, is the one that you start out with them good and then they betray you. But look here. Betrayal. Church hurt. Jesus had to forgive even though he was betrayed. Right?
Yeah.
And I am saying to myself, if you tell somebody something that is a secret and they repeat it to someone else, the average person would do what? Go and say, oh, I forgive you. That person would have to be born in a way in which them just know so this is what them supposed to do. You see, having a Judas in your life, you know, it's not easy to deal with. Having a Judas. I have had several Judas in mine. Now, Jesus was betrayed by Judas, and he knew exactly that whatever was to happen was going to happen. If we have a problem with someone in the church, I remember I had a spiritual rant in my church, and I got up. I don't know what had transpired, but I was speaking in tongues and I was extremely angry, and I was speaking to someone. She said something, and you know, that wasn't appropriate at the time. And I took up my Bible and I went straight into my vehicle. And I heard a voice say, get out of the vehicle and go straight to the pulpit and apologize. I wasn't going to take the risk of being disobedient because I was not aware of what would have been waiting for me if I had driven off. Obedience comes with consequences, and disobedience comes with consequences.
Wow.
Not all consequences are bad, right? But if you want to experience the bad consequence, be disobedient. I ran in that church, ran to the pulpit, and I started to apologize. And would you believe me, that person is one of my closest friends now. Sometimes God put us through the test, to test our faith, to test our commitment, to test how reliable we are, to test so many different things in our lives. But yet still, we sing the song, and we sing it because we like it, but we don't sing it to live by the principles, morals, and values of that song. And I just, anytime I hear that song, I join it to church hurt. I have decided to follow Jesus, but what are you willing to tolerate in order to follow him? A lot of people lose friends when they commit themselves to God, you know. Because if you're in a company that people used to go dance hall every mountain, whatever, you cannot commit yourself to God and continue on the same life that you are living.
Let that go.
You have to cut it off with a spiritual guillotine. You have to cut it off. And then now, your friends are going to say, go on like you're holy righteous, and them tell you all type of something now, and what are you going to do? Listen to them or listen to God? Listen to them or listen to God? You cannot carry certain people with you unless God is ready for them to come with you.
Wow. Deep.
Because if you carry them with you, you're going to go back to where you're coming from. And church hurt serves its purpose. In my situation, the church hurt took me to another church where they saw the value in me. And in a couple of years, I was put at a different level within the church. And persons in the church look forward to me going up to that podium and speaking, because of my unusual way of delivering the message.
Yes.
Right? And like I remember I was speaking about something, and it was about I have so much quotes I didn't even remember. It was about the rat, about something about a rat and a trap. But anyway, it had a positive thing to it. Right? If rat did walk for where him want, free cheese pan trap wouldn't catch him. That is it.
Go slower.
If
So we can
rat
get it.
did walk for where him want, free cheese pan trap wouldn't catch him. People are influenced by freeness.
Wow.
And the freeness may come with this. They control you. Not everything that is free is good. If you want things from God, commit yourself to God. Commit yourself. Because you see, the freeness from the devil is a different road it put in your hand, you know. But when you commit your life to God, trials and tribulations is a must. It is a must. One of the things I have learned is that life that is easy is not good. Anything that comes too easy, right? I have gone through a lot of challenges, and with each challenge, all right, I may be going through something today, and I said, God, why are you putting me through this? And 3, 4, 5 weeks down the line, I'm like, oh, thank you. I understand why, right? And the same thing in terms of my church hurt. I have been called to speak on more than one occasions. Even in my own church, I speak about it and ministering to other persons. The importance of church hurt. The importance.
And the benefits.
And the benefits. Me talk about the benefits because me benefit from it.
Money.
Yes. Church hurt. Not because pastor gave church key. That no mean he can't open heaven gate. Because that is coming from the heart. That came with tears. That came with embarrassment. And then I'm like, even when I was sitting in the church, when the Holy Spirit said, all things work together for good and there's good in church hurt, I'm like, what? And then I realized we have to understand that when we are living a life of righteousness, the devil is going to come in at some point in time, because the devil has a way of even trying to separate your family from you.
No.
Good friends put you through a whole heap of things to make you say, no, me stop with church. And I was making reference to persons who recruit other persons to hate you. That is something I detest. Not because you have a problem with a person. Don't mean that you must recruit other persons to hate that person. And you know, I speak as I am led. I may not, you see, in regards to me being the straightforward person that I am. You have persons who are listening to me right now who are agreeing with what I am saying. And there are persons who are listening who hate the fact that I am saying that. But it really doesn't matter seriously. Because guess what now? You see, I've always said this. I prefer to know that I have genuine enemies than I have hypocrites for friends.
Oh.
Genuine enemies. I don't have a problem with genuine enemies. Right? Because I have God to pray to when challenges reach me. I have God to speak to. Even when I am doing things that are wrong, I have to deal with the consequences of my action.
But that's how God is.
The arms of flesh will fail you. You dare not trust your own. You're saying?
And I'm saying that's how God is too. He says He doesn't want us to be lukewarm. It's better you're hot or you're cold. Pick a side.
Let me tell you, I remember hearing someone said, hell upgrade because them have AC in hell. That person must have gone there.
It turned from 0 star to 5 star hotel.
But look here, let me tell you something. I remember being on the road in a traffic jam. Can you imagine your AC not working? Sun hot, you don't even have a glass of water beside you. And I said, God, if hell is worse than this, me don't want to go there. A simple thing like that, me look on it. You're thirsty, where go drink a hell? If you quench your thirst, straight fire morning, noon and night.
For eternity.
For eternity.
Not even 80 years.
Let me tell you something. People they want to be loved and appreciated, so they say yes to everything.
Comfort.
A yes man